Oh, we're in Big D, little A, double L-A-S, Dallas, Texas, inside the American Airlines Center. It is a Big 3 ball out, and every game means something. As we take a look at the standings, the enemies, Killer Threes, about to go at it, and this game is huge for the Killer Threes. They come in at 4-3. Jim Jackson, a victory. The Killer Threes wrap up a playoff spot. Hello, everyone. Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson. And listen, it boils down to this for the Killer Threes. You win, and you're in.
Yeah, we've been saying that all afternoon, right? Yeah. You got to take care of your business. But the key is for the Killer Threes, they've been giving up a lot of points to individuals.
Yes.
Defensively, they're going to have to lock in, load up, take responsibility for guarding their guys one-on-one and not allowing the defense to be broken down. Because this enemy's team has a lot of guys that can beat you off the dribble. So let's keep our eye defensively on Killer 3 early in this game.
Let's take a look at the lineups. They are brought to you by State Farm. And for the enemies, led by Rick Mahorn. Listen, their captain is Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. But Perry Jones is the league's second leading scorer, along with Craig Smith. And for the Killer Threes, it is all about Action Jackson, Steven Jackson.
Yeah, 22 points in the last 3 games. Steven can beat you, we know it, outside, inside, but for me, it's how he starts the game because he puts so much pressure on the defense. Now you pay attention, he makes plays. His energy, his effort on the offense and defensive end is going to be paramount early in this game for Killer 3.
Craig Smith is the league's second leading scorer, averages 18 points per game. He's also second in three-pointers made in the league.
Well, the versatility that Craig brings to the game, you see him right here, the ability to put it on the deck and attack, step behind the three-point line, kind of one of those unsung players that you didn't hear about, but now you know exactly what he can do on the court.
Enemies are led by the original bad boy, Rick Mahorn, one of the greatest 2 players to come out of Hampton University. You know who the other one baller is? Ooh, me.
Oh, see there? There you go.
Charles Oakley, he leads the Killer Threes. 19 seasons in the NBA, 10 of them with the New York Knicks. They call him the King of New York. And here's Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas with the rock. And the pass is Perry Jones. Craig Smith, the 3. No good. It's Killer 3 basketball. Josh Powell inbound, Steven Jackson, and c.j.watson.
And if I'm CJ too, I'm thinking attack, attack, attack with Gilbert guarding him. Put the pressure, and I like that pick and roll scenario right there with Powell, but not able to compete. But there he is.
Yep.
C.J. Watson inside.
C.J. Watson lays it in. Arenas surveying, looks off the glass, too strong. Here's Steven Jackson. Jackson. And he uses it off the glass, bounce it in. 4-point lead for the Killer Threes.
Actually, really good defense that time by Perry Jones, but how about the ability for Jack to maintain his pivot and his balance and knocking that shot?
Craig Smith lost it on the spin. C.J. Watson. Put your hands together for C.J. Watson. He knocks down the 3.
But this is the kind of start, Charles Oakley, you want. Defensively, you're locked in right now. Offensively, you're getting contributions across the board. Off to a great start.
Perry Jones spins. Knocks down the jumper for the first 2 for the enemy. 7-2 your score. Watson now, off the pick. Jackson for 3. Perry Jones to the hibachi. Good dish inside to Craig Smith. Challenged at the rim by Josh Powell. Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the dribble. He's tricky.
Well, that's the matchup of that I would want to take advantage of right now if I'm Charles Oakley, to try to get C.J. Watson off the dribble, against Gilbert Arenas and then have the back line of the defense have to make a decision. Do I help and leave, an open Steven Jackson, or do I give up a layup to Watson?
Here's C.J. knocked away by Perry Jones. And I think they're going to call a foul on c.j.watson. So Gilbert Arenas will inbound. This enemy squad down 5. Arenas drives the baseline. And that one's on c.j.watson. That's his second foul. Rest of the half.
Interesting to see if Oak brings in Franklin Sessions at one point.
Frank Nitty.
Make Nitty. Just to, because CJ, I think, is so important. And again, the key to this game, or the season for the Killer Threes, has been their backcourt play between the two of Sessions and Watson.
Here's CJ. Down the lane. 9-4. I was in the hotel gym at 8 this morning. Steven Jackson right there, working out. Said this one's too big. Getting his body ready. Arenas missed the 3. Here's Jackson. Pull up. Yes. Quick start for the Killer Threes. Up 7 here, 11-4.
And you see the energy is a lot different, too, with this Killer Threes team compared to the enemies. And when you're kind of scrapping and fighting, as the enemies are, you have to be able to match the energy of your opponent, and right now they're not doing it.
Arenas powers his way to the hoop. 5-point lead for the Killer Threes. Jackson, the drive, yes! Steven Jackson, the Killer Threes know with a victory, they're in the playoff, and Action Jackson is trying to get them there along with c.j.watson.
Well, if you want to get in the playoffs, you got to handle your business right now. Killer 3 taking care of it.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports is sponsored by Doveman Plus Care Sport Care, designed for every position you play.
We're in Dallas, inside the American Airlines Center, home of the Dallas Mavericks, and look who's sitting courtside. The head coach and the owner of the Mavericks, Rick Carlisle, on your left in the white, and their owner, Mark Cuban, right there in the gray. Sitting courtside watching Big 3 basketball, maybe even scouting some talent. I'm sure they saw that Joe Johnson performance.
Exactly. Little lineup change here by enemies.
Royce White has checked in for the enemies. He's got the ball now. Inside, and the layup is good by Frank Robinson.
Nice little cut back door that time. Royce White able to get inside the lane and make a good play.
Josh Powell posting up Robinson.
Tight quarters inside here. Royce White showing some of that playmaking ability inside.
5-point lead here for the Killer Threes. Speaking of 3, count that one by Craig Smith.
Only a matter of time before Craig kind of found his range to step out and knock in that shot.
Now the lead is just 2. Enemies trying to fight their way to 400, or 500, I should say.
It's a little physical play right here inside.
Here's Royce White. Again, the 3. That's an air ball. Steven Jackson, ball fake, lays it in. First team to 25, we go to the half. Killer Threes a victory, they're in the playoffs. Here's Royce White, missed it. The three. Too strong by Donte Green. Almost a turnover. Robinson, though. The three, short.
Enemies right now offensively kind of disjointed a little bit, not on the same page.
There's an air ball and put back by Craig Smith.
And when you're not kind of flowing offensively to enemies, you got to figure out other ways to manufacture points. And one is to take advantage of the miscues of your opponent. And right there, the air ball allowed the enemies to get that easy two inside.
c.j.watson, high score for the killer threes. Steven Jackson's got 8.
Yep, right there. Smartly, Craig Smith picks up that loose change.
Here's Donte Green. They're going to call a block on Craig Smith, who can't believe it.
Yeah, Craig, just a little too late right there. I mean, the anticipation of the rip through to take away, you know, that drive towards the baseline, just a half a second late to pick up that charge.
Here's Donte Green. 2-point lead for the killer threes. Green drives. And he's going to go to the line. He'll shoot 1 for 2.
And that time, Craig Smith can't believe the foul was called, but his own Royce White that came in at the end. As you see at the end of this play right here, Royce White comes in and taps about underneath the armpit. The official calls a foul.
So here's Donte Green. Had 7 points last week for the killer threes. Knocks down 1 for 2.
You know, I was talking to Gary Payton after the game, after their victory. A lot of these teams that are in that bucket still vying for that playoff position. So Royce White misses that shot. When you go back to the season, they can point to 2 or 3 games where they had it in the balance to win it. So you see the shot right there by Watson. But whether it was the attention to detail, turnovers, you inflict the pain to yourself, you beat yourself. A lot of these teams have done that, and now you find yourself in a position where it's must win or you're not playing next week.
Here's Royce White. Spins, turnaround, no. Steven Jackson now with it.
And what I mean by not playing next week in regards to playoff contention.
Top 4 teams, yep, make the playoffs. Killer threes a victory. They secure a playoff spot. Here's Donte Green. Spinning, not winning though. Robinson. 5 points for the killer threes, and we go to the half. Air ball. Robinson, the putback. He has an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Yep. The shot by Powell contested is too long. Robinson, right place, right time.
Perry Jones will check back in for the enemies. Craig Smith, I have a blow. Josh Powell is back in. And here comes Franklin Session, also known as Frank Nitty.
You gotta come in. Yes, sir. One shot here, one. And you go 5 and down the goal, make sure you don't get it up. You gotta hurt it.
One shot here for Frank Robinson. Here's Steven Jackson. Frank Nitty. Nitty. Fake. Josh Powell with 2 seconds. He's got to put it up. Air ball. And shot clock violation. There's Agent Zero. Gilbert Arenas, one of the captains of the enemies.
And part of the rule, too, is when there's an air ball and the shot clock is at 0, or even at a half a second, you can't put it back up. They're going to call it as a shot clock violation, and that's something that killer threes, what teams will argue or why they can't put the ball back up, but it's in the official rule book in regards to when the shot clock goes off after an air ball.
Here's Steven Jackson. They've got a 5-point lead, killer threes. Here's his drive. Good block by Perry Jones. And Robinson lays it in. Let's go to our Michael Rappaport. He's on the bench with the enemies.
All right, unprecedented access on the enemies bench. I'm here with Gilbert Arenas, who is a fantastic. What happened with that play that got you out of your seat, Gilbert?
Which one?
the missed call over there. You said it was a missed call.
No. Okay, so it's a shot clock violation, but it's an air ball. The ball was already out of his hands, so they can't stop it because this is not full court. If this is full court, yes, a dead ball, but because we can grab the ball. If it's an air ball, it's still a live possession. If they touch it, it's a dead ball. But if we got it, it's a live ball because the violation comes after.
All right, I hear all that.
2 points that they just took away from us.
You're talking to a guy who knows the rule book back and forth.
About basketball. I get it.
I know the rule book. I know the rule book.
I get it.
Okay, Hibachi, listen to me. What are you going to do to pull this victory out for your team, the enemies?
We got to play hard. We got to play smart and get easy buckets. See, like missing little stuff like that, like cost us points.
What do you think of this matchup here? These guys are coming. You know they're demonstrative. The killer threes are not going to stop.
We can't stop either. We got to compete. We got to always compete, and that's what this game is about. It's about competing.
All right. Well, I wish you luck. I know a lot about basketball. I have unprecedented access. You don't have an unprecedented access pass, Gilbert.
I actually don't. I don't know why you have one either.
See, this is what I'm saying here, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's all day here. It's nonstop. I don't know what I did or like they got me on some sort of list but it's all day. What's up, guys?
It's the shirt.
Fellas?
Yeah, it's the shirt. It started with the shirt, Mike. It started with the shirt. Yeah.
I mean, it's all day that I'm getting it. They're sticking it to me. I'm here just trying to do my job. You feel me? And Jimmy Jackson's over there like, I'm gonna keep it real.
What?
Like he's on television and I see him texting. That's not a professional. That's something you could get fined for. So I see it. The cameras may not see it, but I just want to know, like, why are the dogs after me? I had Scal physically and verbally assault me. I had Gary Payton insult my shirt and said that I'm wearing like a hotel curtain pattern. And then I got Gilbert Arenas questioning whether or not I should have unprecedented access.
Oh, let's go back. You know there's an unwritten rule about snitching, right? You know that, right? Between teammates. And what you did was just basically, you did that.
Dry snitch.
Yeah, you tried.
Snitch.
You just snitched. I mean, really.
Look at my man, Jimmy Jack.
I mean.
Is my face red?
Yeah, you're blushing right now.
Jimmy Jackson and I met.
We're at the half with that three by Frank Nitti. And the killer threes. Hey, look, they're a half and away from a victory and punching a playoff spot. They got an 8-point lead on the enemies. The end of the first half, 25-17. That's the score. We'll be back here in Dallas right after these messages. Welcome back to Dallas. 25-17 your score. Killer threes with their largest lead is 8 points. You can follow the Big Three across all of your favorite social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson here inside the American Airlines Center for the Killer Threes. A victory. They're in the playoffs, and c.j.watson has led them along with Steven Jackson.
Well, both players have played extremely well in the first half, and that's what you want. When your back is against the wall, you got to come out swinging. That's what Killer Threes did. Defensively, put enemies back on their heels. Offensively, attacked off the dribble, forced the enemies to have to make a decision, and a lot of it was created by c.j.watson. His ability to create off the dribble, to knock down jump shots, has allowed this Killer 3 team to come out of the half with an 8-point lead.
8 points, the largest lead for the Killer Threes in this game. c.j.watson in double figures. Meanwhile, the enemies have never led at all in this game. Frank Robinson is their leading scorer with 9, but Watson with 10, Steven Jackson with 8. Killer Threes shooting 53% in that first half. There's a steal and dunk by Royce White.
No contact that time with Nitti going up for the lob, but Royce White was right there in perfect position to take it away. And in the first half, the enemies, to be honest with you, offensively never established any kind of rhythm. Let's see if that can change in the second half.
And lead remains 8. Over 16,000 have come out here to the American Airlines Center as the hibachi with Arenas knocks down the jumper.
Well, I think that's why it made sense to kind of do this blowout weekend with all the teams. The Dallas community in the last 2 years, beautiful move by Eddy inside, have come out in large numbers and supported this event, these games. So why not reward these great fans with kind of the blowout with all 12 teams playing.
Arenas missed the 3. T.I. is going to perform here. All for the 16,000 plus who've come out.
That is one thing that Eddy is known for right here. His ability to split the defense, to create quickness, get in between tight spots, and then finish inside.
Lead remains 8. Eddy knocks down the 4.
Take care of your business. Get in and get out. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what you want. You want your plan of attack to be that you're going to get this game over and done with, so you can move on and get ready for New Orleans.
Killer threes trying to wrap up a playoff spot. Royce White dunks it home. Lead is 10 now.
One more.
Eddy. Board. He's a Drew League legend. 2-time MVP. The assist to Josh Powell. Lead is 12, and Rick Mahorn is going to call a timeout.
Well, he needs a timeout because right now the effort and energy is all about killer threes, and why not take the 4-point play and make them pay.
Watch the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. It's Monday right here on CBS. 12-point lead for the Killer Threes. A victory. They're in the playoffs, and Frank Eddy has come in, knocked down a bucket, a 4 as well. And for the Killer Threes, they seal up a playoff spot with a victory. And Eddy, he's with our Michael Rappaport.
All right, I'm with Frank Eddy, Drew League legend, MVP. First year in the Big 3. First of all, how much fun are you having this season, Big 3?
Man, I'm having a lot of fun. I've always told everybody, I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm living life.
Now, you guys need this win, Frank. What are you going to do to pull us out in the second half?
Same thing. We're not going to change nothing. 35-23. Keep playing defense. Just keep moving the ball and taking good shots.
All right. Well, good luck. You brought a lot. You brought the freak. You brought the Nick to the Big 3. And we all love it.
I appreciate y'all, man. I'm happy to be here once again.
Good luck in the second half. That's Frank Eddy. That's unprecedented access. I have it. You don't.
Are you going to trademark that?
He needs to, doesn't he?
He does.
He really does. The hibachi. He knocks down a 3.
That's one way you get yourself back in the game. A quick hitting play, that time by the enemies.
Lead is 9. Royce White going at Donte Green. Green thought he swiped it cleanly.
See if the enemies can put together a little run here. Got a good 3 by Arenas, and this time, again, Royce White able to get inside, and it looked actually pretty clean on the strip down by Donte Green. So kind of agree with him on that one.
Royce White knocks down the free throws. All of a sudden, it's getting closer here.
This is a 7-point game. You know how quickly the lead can change and momentum can shift.
Here's Eddy. Inside, challenged by Gilbert, dunked home by Royce White. And that lead is 5. It was 12, but a quick 7-0 run by the enemies. And they are right back in it.
And that's one of the occasions, too, where probably Frank Eddy got He had the little pull-up shot, but he wanted to press it a little bit more and get closer to the basket. You see right here, he can step back. And a little contact right there by Gilbert Arenas, big boy basketball. No foul called. Royce White able to pick up the easy 2.
The enemies coming to this game at 3-4. They're looking to end their season at 500. They've lost their last 3 games. Before that, they were on a 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for the Killer Threes, they get a victory. They're in the playoffs. They started the season 3-0. Since then, have dropped 3 of 4. Here's Donte Green.
When the ball came in, and that way Donte Green was able to elude the defender, and right there he wanted the foul called based on what happened to him in the previous play.
Here's Green. The follow's good. Lead is bulged to 9. First team to 50. Win by 2 is victorious.
Yeah, great response coming out of the timeout.
Here's Perry Jones. Step back. c.j.watson. Donte Green, the 3, short. He's on the court trying to challenge that call.
Well, each possession is so important when you're kind of fighting for your playoff lives, and if this possession can be changed.
See, Oakland thought that ball went off at one of the enemies. You can challenge. Each team has one challenge. Taking a look.
Went off
the shoulder?
It went off CJ.
Yeah, it went off his shoulder.
So the officials got it right.
It was Perry Jones's hand, but knocked it off of CJ's shoulder.
Yep, take a look right at the end. Shot goes up. Kind of balanced inside, and right there, that should look like it hit CJ twice. The baseline angle, you got a really good view of it, like right in here, right there.
There, yep, right off the shoulder.
It's a really good call.
Each team allowed one challenge. Lead is 9. So it will be enemies basketball. As Rick Mahorn looks on. Here's Craig Smith. Robinson, he's lefty, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, not a lot of space to work with that time by Robinson on the baseline, but able to tippy-toe and get to the opposite side of the rim and pick up that foul.
Robinson's got 9 for the enemies. Too strong with that free throw. There's Steven Jackson. Stack. Hard drive. Follow no good. And the foul's on Donte Green.
Yeah, great move that time by Stack. The little crossover, but right at the end, not able to get it up high enough on the glass and finish it. See the battle inside between Green and Perry. And
here's the 3. Off the mark by Craig Smith. Watson knocked away by Robinson. And nearly came up with it. Here's Donte Green now.
Network.